talk.
I love it, I love it.
Girl talk.
I love it, I love it.
Girl talk.
I love it, I love it.
Girl talk.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Girl Talk. So today, I want to do things a little different. I know normally my Girl Talks is all about the juicy gossip and the hot tea of what's going on with celebrities, but I want to kind of talk about some alarming things in our world today. The first subject that I'm going to bring up that I am still devastated about, that us as Americans, our officers of law who take an oath to serve and protect us have been the ones that have been mistreating and misabusing, and there has been multiple deaths in the custody of the law enforcement. One particularly noticeably that's making the headlines right now, who is Sandra Baland, who was a African American woman who was on her way back to Texas, who just received a job with a university to where she graduated from in Texas. She was going to become a professor or a university instructor or the other. And she was driving down the highway. There was a state trooper who was kind of, on her butt, if you would. So she moved over, but because she didn't put her signal on when she moved over, the officer went ahead and then pulled her over. So the officer asked her that she looked a little agitated and frustrated, and she simply commented and said, "Yes, I am. You pulled me over for no reason because I didn't put my tail light on," and so forth and so forth. So the cop asked her to put out her cigarette. That's when she felt that it was just a little too far. Like, this is my car, I'm smoking, I don't have to do it. So then he instructed her to get out the car very violently, screaming, shouting. He said he was going to tase her, he was going to slam her out of her car. So end up pulling her out of the car, slamming her on the floor. You can hear, and there's videos that are surfacing the internet, so I'm sure you've seen the graphic footage. But so he slammed her to the floor to arrest her, saying she was resisting arrest. All of this isn't caught on camera, but you can hear her saying, you slam my head into the ground, you're hurting me, blasey, blasey, blah, blah. So she gets arrested, she's incarcerated, and then she's found supposedly hung herself that Monday morning. She was a call that was made saying that she is retaining on bail of $5,000. This is all because she didn't put on a traffic light, folks. I want you to understand the important key element. She did not put her traffic signal on to turn this way when the cop was tailgating her. So now this woman is dead. There has been other footage that has been being released. Let's just say this. Somebody's covering something up. Something happened to this woman in jail. Whether it was, she had an epileptic attack and died, because she did say in the video that she, is epileptic, and she, the cop was like, good. They're blaming it on, marijuana, suicide. The call that she made, and just judging by the folks that know her, her family, and just watching certain videos that are being released online, this is a woman that does not look like she was going to commit suicide. So I pray, and I just want to say, pound justice. We need to hold our law enforcement accountable for their actions. So something happened to this woman in prison. Law enforcement know what happened. There's been photographs to when her mugshot, they're saying that she already was dead, that she was laying down and she looked lifeless. There's, videos of her when she is in prison. So there's just so many different things that's going on, or speculating of what could have happened to her. What I want to say is, again, law enforcement and as a judicial system, we need to hold those that serve to protect us accountable. She was not looking for any trouble, honestly. I could see if she was outraged, or she was, resisting arrest, calling him and disrespecting him. She was answering his questions in a frustrated voice, but nothing to the point where he needed to drag her out of her car and put her in prison and hold her in prison until Monday, or a $5,000 bail. That's what gets me. She could have not been dead this very moment if that cop did not make that decision to arrest her for no reason. This isn't the only African American woman who has died in the custody of the law. There's been several. A cop was just convicted. There's just so many different unfair, just things happening through our law officers. And what really gets me is that, Again, this is a human being somebody who was an advocate on racism, who's somebody who believes strongly in racism. And so, darling, to the family of Sandra, honey, that does not go unnoticed. Unfortunately, it was a tragic death, but God knows what he's doing. He took his hero, his angel, home for a reason. Whatever that reason is, my darlings, I don't know. But I do know that it was for a reason, and I know it was an unfortunate incident. But her name will live on, and this will allow justice to prevail at some point. It may not happen tomorrow. It may not happen the day after tomorrow. But it will happen. All dark comes to the light. All lies come to truth. God is almighty. He will surface the truth. And her name will advocate racism in America. And that's what she stood for. So again, I know it's tragic. She's no longer with us. God bless and rest her soul. But let's look at the positive part of what is happening. The avocation of racism between law enforcement and African Americans is being under the media eye. And that's what we need. To spotlight, to highlight, and to hold folks accountable for what they do. And again, my condolences to the family of Sandra Baland. Honey, we love you guys. I know I can speak for myself. I feel your pain. I've lost several people in my life. Nothing to this tragedy. Keep your head up high. Justice will prevail, and continue to fight for your daughter, honey, and your brother and your sister and your cousin and your grandchild, because she deserves it. She's worth it. The incident was wrong, and it deserves justice. Till next time, again, take care of yourself, guys, and just be careful when it comes to law enforcement if you're of minority race. It is happening day in and day out. Folks is dying under their custody, or they're getting beaten, and it's being recorded and released. It's almost like it's a fun thing to these officers. So again, God bless you, and God bless you all, okay? Till next time.